Galatians 5. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Behold, I, Paul, say unto you, that if ye be circumcised, Christ shall profit you nothing. For I testify against every man that is circumcised, that he is a debtor to do the whole law. Christ is become of no effect unto you. Whosoever of you are justified by the law, ye are fallen from grace. For we through the Spirit wait for the hope of righteousness by faith. For in Jesus Christ neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but faith which worketh by love. Ye did run well. Who did hinder you that ye should not obey the truth? This persuasion cometh not of him that calleth you. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. I have confidence in you through the Lord, that ye will be none otherwise minded. But he that troubleth you shall bear his judgment, whosoever he be. And I, brethren, if I yet preach circumcision, why do I yet suffer persecution? Then is the offense of the cross ceased. I would they were even cut off which trouble you. For, brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. But if ye bite and devour one another, take heed that ye be not consumed one of another. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revellings, and such like. Of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Christ's have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Much mercy and true honors to you, brothers that's in the Spirit, and you few sisters that believe. You see? You few sisters that believed on Yahweh Shai. You see? Like that woman that washed the Lord's feet with her hair. When the Lord was sitting down with that Pharisee, and that Pharisee looked at the Lord, letting that girl wash his feet with her hair, because she was forgiven all the way. She was forgiven for much, so she loved the Lord much. Now what you have is guys are not forgiven. So that Pharisee, when she was doing that, when she was washing the Lord's feet, she was forgiven for much. But that Pharisee was in the spirit, like he wasn't going to wash nobody's feet. He was looking at her like she was a sinner. You see, and then the Pharisees, they were acting like they were so good, but they wasn't. So the point is, if you really love the Lord, you're going to go all out, no matter how much resistance or hate that you're going to get in this world. And one thing that I'm learning more and more and more is that the spirit is really closed off from a lot of people. It's heavy because you have many people they know of the Bible, but the spirit they can't follow, because guys are not led of the spirit, they're led of the flesh. And that's why we say so many guys have been corrupted, and they've corrupted this word. And one of the major things, guys, it's like when you're not following the new covenant, like right here, Paul is breaking down the new covenant, walking in the spirit. It don't have nothing to do with the carnal laws anymore. I mean, you can still practice them. You still practice them. You know, you don't break the law. But we are under the spirit. The Lord brought that new covenant. So that's why it's so important that you have to understand that these groups, and I keep saying it again, you have your Sikaris and the Great Millstones and all these camps. They are so adamantly against agreeing with that new covenant. And you have to ask yourself, why are guys so adamantly against agreeing with that new covenant? Because you cannot make a covenant with this world and a covenant with death. So if Esau make you, if you make a name for yourself in this world, and let's just say it's backed by Esau, you're already in an agreement with Esau that you really can't agree with the Lord. Now, all these churches that's out there on every corner and shit, yeah, they're teaching the Lord too. And some people may be like, well, hey, I learned a lot. Yeah, I've learned a lot too from guys, you know, from elders and shit like that, and teachers and shit like that. But it's the scripture tell you that you learn more than your teachers, because actually you're following the spirit. What guys have done, they have taken his word, and first of all, they've got men to deny themselves being in agreement with Yahweh Shai, which is very heavy. And it's so heavy. You have to ask guys, why do they do that? Why do they do that? The Lord never said nothing about no new body. The Lord said, renew your mind. That's what Paul says in Ephesians. And then when you go to the Lord in John chapter 3, the Lord said you have to be renewed in your mind. Now, what's heavy about this is Galatians 5 is breaking it down that the spirit is warring against the flesh. And this is the final war. World War III, the war to end all wars. Well, it's a war for your soul right now. It's a war for your spirit right now. And unfortunately, the multitudes, the groups, and all this shit, they're going to have you lose that war. You see, because you need Yahweh Shai. You need to be agreeing with Yahweh Shai. So when you accept the covenant with Yahweh Shai and you believe in Yahweh Shai, that means you're moving like him, and it's built on faith. And it's really built on faith, because how do you show that? Through your works. So your works don't have nothing to do with nothing of this world. That's why you're not supposed to make yourself of a reputation, because what happens when guys make a reputation and they become big, and then like a lot of people likes them. The people that like certain guys, they're not really liking men because of the spirit. They're liking them because they became great and famous. So it's not like you're following men because of the spirit. You're following because, oh, they taught me this, or he gave me these breakdowns. It's not really because of the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Like the spirit of Yahweh Shai has been X'd out, and guys are glorified because of their personality, or because of their breakdown they gave you, or their history, or their doctrine. See, it's not about Yahweh Shai and the covenant anymore. And that's why a lot of guys and a lot of women, they're going to follow that wide gate to destruction, because they're not following the spirit. They're following they're following their feelings, because men was set up to make you feel a certain way. So therefore, you don't really follow the spirit. Therefore, when men come at the end of the days, right, that's going to have the spirit, you're going to reject them. And that's going to be like a nasty taste in your mouth, because the way guys is teaching is in a way where you have to like them, and you have to accept them. That's how they're teaching. They're not teaching like you have to follow Yahweh Shai in the new covenant right now. You have to understand Yahweh Shai, you had to move like him. His ministry was 3 years, so you had to be in the mind frame of not milking this shit out, trying to make tithes and money off of it. We're not under that. The Lord brought the new agreement. So in order for you to be in the spirit, you have to follow the Lord. And this is what Paul is breaking down in Galatians 5. He's breaking this down. Now this is a final war. And what's heartbreaking about this is for a lot of you, it's not heartbreaking to me because I see what it is, and it's kind of harsh, but this world, the scriptures say 2/3 of our people got to be wiped out. Well, we're in a time now where the Lord he's not only judging people in the physical, he's judging your ass through the spirit. He's burning you up with the spirit, which a lot of guys, they cannot take hold to that spirit because they're offended. Men and women are offended. It's only going to be a small few of people that really understand the spirit, because it's not even us. That's why you're not supposed to make a name for yourself. You're supposed to be hated of all men, like the Lord said, because the majority of people, like I said, if you're liked in this world, that means that people are not really gathered to you because of the spirit. They're gathered to you because you've made a name for yourself, and you make people feel a certain way. You make people feel comfortable. You make people feel like it's not based on the spirit. Now the spirit is against the flesh. Now, which I'm going to read a few things in Galatians 5, and I've, like me and the brothers, man, we've done so many lessons, and guys are going off, man. Guys say that the Virgin Mary was really a virgin when she had a husband. Her husband was Joseph, and the Lord came out of the seed of man. It tells you that in the scriptures. So what we'll find out is people don't believe in the scriptures. They believe in the dogmas and what people tell them. And what we're seeing is a lot of guys have spirits and demons on them. Like I said the other day, we're all fighting spirits and demons. But the thing is, the Lord set up his true teachers to teach in a certain way, which is not going to get the recognition of the world. Like guys, men and women really think that the world's supposed to like you while you teach this word. And you're not reading the scriptures. Guys are not following the spirit. They're following the world, man. And it's like, you can't really explain the spirit. You have to be born with it. So a lot of guys, like the Lord told Jeremiah, he knew him when he was in the womb. And a lot of you people out there, the Lord don't know you. That's why you reject the word. The scriptures plainly tell you that the Lord came out of the seed of men. And you got guys, right, that they're trying to, they're not doing anything, but they're trying to act like they're coming against us because we say that the Lord was born of the seed of men. You guys are bugged out, man. You guys are bugged out. And a lot of you people that don't understand what's going on, man, just keep your fucking mouth closed, because you really don't. Now, you had that lady Mary, which was washing the Lord's feet. She really repented, and she really loved the Lord with all her heart. That means that she was in the right spirit. A lot of you guys, you're not in the right spirit. You're not in a repentful, sorrowful, loving the Lord with all your spirit. You're not in that spirit. A lot of you guys are, you're carnal. You want to debate. Guys really are in the flesh. That word feminine with women means no faith. A lot of guys, they don't have no faith. A lot of guys, the spirit is not working with them. A lot of guys, they're contrary to what the spirit is saying. That's why these camps, when you deny the covenant, which is real heavy, that's why a lot of people are not in the spirit. They're not in the right fucking mind frame right now. And it's like, we ain't got time to go back and forth with you reprobate guys that believe in virgin birth. That's the doctrine of the world, man. And this path is a lonely path. It's a one at a time path. A lot of you guys actually think that this is some shit we gonna get together and hold hands and sing and be beamed up together like some shit of the world. It ain't like that, man. It's one man at a time. And if you're really not right in the spirit, you're not gonna fucking make it, no matter who you are. And the more you're against this world, the more you're in the spirit. But the more you cling to hold on to certain things of this world, and you think like, I think, it shouldn't be, that's too harsh. A lot of you A lot of you guys, right? A lot of you, I'm gonna tell you this too. A lot of you guys, the Lord, He used the Bible as a fucking trap and a table and a snare to catch a lot of you guys so you could be destroyed. Because your spirit deep down don't really agree with the Bible anyway. Your spirit don't agree with the Bible. A lot of you been actually just set up to be drawn to the Bible so you could be destroyed. Because what we're finding out is a lot of you guys are not even in the spirit. You don't even study or none of that shit. You just want to follow groups and men that are famous. And that's the spirit of America. That's why this is the final war. And a lot of you people, man, you're gonna be killed. You're gonna die, man, because the spirit is not something that's going to agree with the world. That's why the prophets were on the run. That's why, right quick, let me read this, man. Let me read this. John chapter 7, verse 1, one of my favorite chapters. John 7 and 1. After these things, Yahushua walked in Galilee, for he would not walk in Jewry, because the Jews sought to kill him. Now, the Lord tells you in Matthew that you're going to be hated of all men. I guess you guys do not understand what the word hated means. Now, the Lord couldn't walk openly in one city because the people, he was the walking spirit. And when I read in Galatians chapter 5, the spirit wars against the flesh. And not everybody's going to be in the spirit. Just like he told those people in the church, he said, hey man, like he was only sent to that one lady. And the rest of the whole church wanted to fucking throw him off a cliff. That's how it is, man. Like, what the fuck? You guys can't really, guys, like the majority of you guys cannot get it. But we're not worried about that. Like, I'm not concerned about like guys not getting it. That's fine. I have a job, and the other brothers, we have a job to keep it about Yahushua and the spirits of the prophets. Now, because we're doing that and we're keeping it as to Yahushua, we're believing in the covenant and we're teaching as in the way of the prophets, rebuking and saying certain things guys would never say because they're in the flesh. That's why guys don't agree to us, because they're in the flesh. We're not in the flesh, so we don't see eye to eye. The spirit and the carnal is like night and day. It's like night and day. That's why now at the end, everybody is showing who they are, because what's happening is the spirit is growing out. It's growing so much. It's an unquenchable fire which is burning everybody up. And what that's doing is that's bringing the demons out of everybody, which is good. So that means a lot of you guys, you're going to be destroyed. Now, this is Matthew 10 and 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. So the Lord was hated of all men. He was prosecuted. They wanted to kill the Lord. Like, the spirit is not something of the world like you supposed to be. Like, that's why you ain't supposed to make a record. You're not supposed to like have nothing with the world like that. Like some people that really believe in you, they're gonna love you and they're gonna believe in you, and that's good. But what guys have done is they've made this to where you're not believing in the spirit, you're believing in the doctrine and you're believing in the camp. So you don't believe in the covenant and you really don't believe in Yahushua. So for all you stupid ass people, right? You dumb motherfuckers. All you guys out there that's going to the highways, you're not going to the highways in the spirit of Yahushua. You're going to the highways in the spirit of the camp and the doctrine. That's why guys are mad at us, because we're not in the spirit of the camp, of the doctrine of the fucking camp. You see? And guys, like the scriptures say, they speak evil of things they don't understand. I got to bring that out. Then I'm going to read a couple things out of they speak evil of the things they do not understand, man. You see? And this is really feeding the flock. When you really be hated and you're really putting your life on the line. When people have tried to make attempts on your fucking life, man. You see? See, a lot of you don't understand how we're doing and what we're doing because you're not of the Lord. You're not even a prophet of the Lord. You're just a false prophet following false doctrines of men. And I don't care who you are. If you're getting men to say, if you're getting men to deny the covenant until you get new bodies, that is some false doctrine. That is heresies. Like the brother said, we're sick of like naming all the shit guys is doing, and it's like guys are not like, they're not reading the scriptures and like be like, damn, that they are really doing it. They're not doing that. They're like, oh, they're famous, man. They're old, man. Man, Satan would use old motherfuckers, man, you know what? Satan comes in many forms and ways. But what you have to understand is you have to agree with the spirit of the Bible. A lot of you guys, you don't agree with the Bible. You don't. That's why the Lord said in Matthew 24 is going to be many false prophets. Many. And so if you're being hated and guys want to try to destroy you and kill you and everybody speaking evil to you on the comment boards, that is the best path you can go. Because it's better than getting good video, elder. Oh, this, that, and this, elder. You know, like, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Like I said, you had certain people that really love the Lord, and they really, you know, they followed the spirit that was on them. It's about the spirit of Yahushua. It's not about liking elders and camps and doctrines of guys. Because another thing too, when the Lord came on the scene, it was elders and it were men, it was teachers and Pharisees and Sadducees. They were teaching the law before the Lord came on the scene. But unlike those men, the Lord came to set their ass straight because they were going off. They were they wasn't following the law. So it's just like now, you had guys, they've been teaching for 30, 40 years, right? But what they've done, they've created a scheme to get money and fame and clout, and the concentration ain't on the spirit of Yahushua. So now when guys come in the spirit of Yahushua, right, and they teach certain things and they say certain things, those guys are going to be looked at evil because they're not teaching the same thing like who been before them, like the Lord. Guys were teaching the word before the Lord came. He was even confounding. He was even in the temple with the scholars when he was 12. And then when he turned 30, he started his ministry and he started confounding their ass. So it was elders and guys on the high seat before the Lord came. This is 2 Peter 2:12. But at the end of the day, this is what's going to happen to a lot of you guys. Because you're not in the spirit and you're coming up against the spirit, which is on a few men, which are not going to be famous, one man at a time. You see, so for brothers, like, we're getting a lot of resistance on the comment board. Like, we're getting a lot of hate, but that's good. We're getting a lot. Guys don't understand the way of the spirit. Like, we're not going to the highways because this thing is it. This is it here. You should have been on the highways and the hedges in a sincere mind the whole time. A lot of you guys, you weren't on the highways for the Lord. You're teaching on the highways, denying the covenant, saying you're not in the covenant with the Lord. So what? So it's like you're on the highways for nothing when you're denying the Lord. Ultimately, yeah, you're telling people a lot of info, but the majority of you guys going to be destroyed because you're not in the spirit of Yahushua. You're in the spirit of the doctrine of the camp, the doctrines of men, like the Lord warned us about, the leaven of the scribes. He warned us about that. A lot of you guys, you're caught up in that leaven, thinking the Lord was thinking Mary was a virgin. That's leaven. You see, being in these camps and they're not accepting the covenant. That's leaven. That's leaven. That's leaven. That's leaven. That's leaven. 2 Peter 2:12. And this is a lot of you people because you don't really understand the scriptures or what we're doing or the spirit. So you're talking. So the only thing you got is to talk evil about us. 2 Peter 2:12. But these, as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption. A lot of you guys are going to perish because you're speaking about things you don't really understand. It's better to just keep your mouth closed and ask questions than just to say shit you don't even understand. A lot of you guys, you don't understand what Esau does, how he sets guys up. You don't understand the corruption. The only thing like you understand is these men, they don't come hard because that's what a demon does. They speak nice to you. They don't really have no hard things to say because they don't want to lose you. Demons, they all want to stay together. If you're in the spirit, you're going to burn guys up. You see, that's why this truth, man, it's only for a few, man. Only a few women, too. It ain't for everybody. It's not for everybody. This word ain't for everybody. The ones that can hear, that's who it's for. The ones that turn their nose up at you and they got all this shit to say when they don't really understand themselves or really don't believe themselves or really deep down, they're just of the world. They're of the flesh. That's why the Lord said, but these as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of the things they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they count it pleasure to riot in the daytime. You see that? Spots, they are blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings while they feast with you. And a lot of you guys, you're deceived by these camps and these men, and you're just deceived. You're in a delusion, man. And it's like the ones that's not in a delusion, you hate those men because we're not in that spirit you guys are in. We're not in that spirit. And that's good. And you know, all the hate, that's awesome. So just keep hating like that. You know, keep the hate up. I'm gonna have to do a part 2 to this because I gotta go. But this is the final war. This is the final war. So the spirit is warring against the flesh, and all you guys that's in the flesh, you're warring against us. You see, that's not that many of us. You see? It's not that many of us. Hey, but with that, man, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna continue this lesson for you brothers, and you sincere ones a little later. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this. I gotta go back into Galatians and read a couple things. But the spirit is at war with the flesh. That means brothers that's in the spirit, the few, are really at war with a lot of you men that's in the flesh, in the world that's in the flesh. And the spirit, the language that the spirit is speaking is a whole different language from what you guys are teaching. That's why you can't understand what's going on. You see? That's why a lot of you guys, you're late. Hey, with that, I hit you on the next one. With that, hey, shalom.